The darkness. The darkness fools, the darkness deceives you. The darkness makes you believe that no one needs you. The darkness will attempt to finesse your light. The darkness convinces you that nothing is right. Bamboozle, swindle, pull an okey-doke on your mind. A fight we will fight. I will never leave your side. I effortlessly found love in you without searching. As we navigate this journey, sometimes GPS isn't working. If you need me to love you harder, that's what I'll do. 'Cause I don't want one day, I want a million more with you.
Snap, 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 snap. Welcome everyone at home to Speak Your Mind. You just saw our featured artist, Nerlande. Foote, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for your wonderful deep poetry. We're going to have a good conversation today, for sure.
Yes.
And so Nerlande is a creative and a Newtown mom, and now officially a spoken word poet.
Yes.
Because as you know, spoken word poetry is performance poetry, so a lot of us may write poetry in our notebooks, but once you get up and perform it on stage, you're a spoken word artist. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Woo! Welcome to our world.
Yes.
I have a feeling you're going to be doing lots more. You're going to be on like the whole open mic
Felt
circuit
good.
very soon. You're natural at it.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so exciting.
Invite. Totally.
Yeah.
So like you said, I'm Nerlande. I've been living in Newtown. This month's going to be 8 years. Yeah, and I'm ready to chat.
Nice.
And
you're ready to do a little writing challenge?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So folks at home, so you know this section is all about you, getting you at home to write. So I hope you grabbed your journal and grabbed your pen, because we do have a writing challenge for you. And since you're here, I'm going to ask you what I asked pretty much all my artists, most of them, to let us know like what inspires you the most in your writing.
Well, I'm inspired by, like most artists, what's around, what's going on. And my writing is basically in my notepad, because it'll be in the middle of the night, or I'm just doing something and something comes to me and I need to put it in my notepad. My children.
So you're a notepad as opposed to a voice memo, because some people like to do the voice memo.
Yeah, my notepad on my iPhone, yeah. Just,
oh, okay.
Yep,
okay.
yep, and it's just writing streams of consciousness,
nice.
You know, things that I connect, other poems that I put together. I've done like haikus about my children, you know, because the early stages of motherhood, there's never a shortage of, you know, entertainment.
Antics, yeah.
But yeah, but more recently, I've been inspired by hardship.
Yeah.
It's been a rough wave.
Yeah.
Last couple of years.
Yeah.
But
the chat, so that is a good segue, and we're going to definitely delve into that and break that open a little bit more, because our writing challenge today, our writing prompt, is the challenges we face. And you're so brave to come on the show to speak about it. This is what I love about doing the show, is because we do get to like go deep and talk about subjects that a lot of people really don't, either they don't want to look at, or they don't really have a platform in which to share this stuff. And so we like to do it through poetry, because we use poetry as that sort of the way to open the door to go deep into the stuff that that sometimes bruises our hearts.
Yeah.
So if you have your pen at home, definitely go back to some of our early seasons to do a brainstorm if you want to warm up the creative brain to get you started. But those of you who have been with me for a while, you know you're going to take out your trusty dusty journal, or if you're on your phone and you want to use Notepad, you just number it 1 to 10. I do 5 to 10 lines because everyone can start with 5 lines. So even if you think you cannot write, everyone can do 5 lines, and the way we do it, reason I number it is because you just go 1 line at a time. You're not thinking of the narrative, you're not thinking about how it sounds, you're literally writing 1 line. Oh, what's the next line? What's the next line? And then you end up, like me, going over, and that's a good problem to have. I did about 19 lines. So usually 5 lines is never enough because you're on a roll, you're all warmed up, and so you go on and on and on. So I always say you start small and then add to it rather than taking on a big Everest.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's the challenges we face. So I always save the best for last. So I'm going to share my poem, and then you're going to share yours.
Sounds great.
The challenges we face. Sitting alone, clasping onto a 1-minute droplet of distraction to stay in this life of intervals. Praying the body will continue to contain what earth blood credited it. Not knowing if another birthday will be marked by the memory of my tears, left unnoticed, locked in the back seat of a car, pulled up under white spotlights in hopes that safety exists in this parking lot I call home. No point to cry it out, for deaf ears sees little past a pat on the back and you'll make it through. An agony understood by only those lucky ones who actually have.
Beautiful. Thank you. Love that. Great.
Hey.
So I'll share some things.
Yes. I like your butterfly journal.
Thank you. Dollar store.
Gotta love the dollar store.
All right. Factory reset for the body. Factory reset for the mind. Looks unavoided, but avoiding you. Looks you see. Things you view. Views unseen. Words unheard. Words in you. Words that stew. Pain you feel. Immeasurable too. Support you have. Enough for you.
Snap, snap it. Snap, snap it, everyone at home. Beautiful. Sad beauty.
Sad beauty.
You know, there's beauty in sadness when it's done in a style that, you know, that I think, well, poetry. I think all poetry is sad beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what inspired that was I've realized I observe more. I see things more, and it's like, as someone who's been through tragedy.
And why don't you share with the audience, so what, because obviously the audience, you heard her first poem is very deep, very dark, and so will you share about what you did, what you went through?
Yes, well, I unfortunately lost my husband on June 3rd of 2024. He lost his battle with mental health. And so the poem that I have, I actually wrote that in 2019. So it's been a struggle that we've been facing. So of course it was a surprise, but it was always something that was in the back of my head and sometimes the forefront, you know, but the way that life is, like, it's not that I feel that, I'm not the type of person that feels everything happens for a reason, though I've been given that many times. I do believe that people may be put in your life for a reason, but navigating the death of my husband and the sun still shining and life still going on, regardless of whether I want to get up or not, has been tough. And my motivation are my children, our children, Maddie and Sammy. You know,
How old are your children?
They're 8 and 9 years old. Yeah, they're rambunctious. They're both of our personalities. They're my personality in one. But they're my motivation, and I honestly feel from June to October I was in shock. I not even October, like,
because it hasn't even been a year yet for you.
It hasn't been a year.
Yeah.
So I felt a lot of me was on autopilot for a lot, and then January I woke up. I'm like, oh.
I'm actually amazed how. I want to call you Jasmine, Princess Jasmine. I'm actually amazed that you're as effervescent as you are. Like, because I think, like, I would be a complete zombie in my pajamas every day. So what is it that has given you the strength to probably your kids, I'm sure, but I'm sure it's beyond that, because like I said, I think, you know, a lot of people would just be in their pajamas all the time. Or do you feel a pressure to have to kind of like fast track the grieving process?
I don't necessarily feel a pressure to fast track it. It's just that the world's going to go on without you, and the kids need me.
Yeah.
And I have always made myself have things that I can enjoy on my own, like safe spaces, like whether it was pottery or I like doing artwork around the house and things like that, having hands-on
Smash
things.
room.
Yeah, smash room.
Yeah.
Get the anger out, you know?
Yeah. First, folks at home, Smash Room is, so tell me about it, because I want to go with you.
Smash Room is, they have different levels, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you go in and they give you a bat, and you can bring your own plates, or they have things in there and you can smash and get your anger, frustration, and it's so therapeutic. And I did it for the first time. It's definitely not going to be my last. You know, they even brought a big wheel in there. Like, you know, you can bring, and I actually brought plates that I made to smash. You know, you can write affirmations on there, but it's really, really good. And you could put a little playlist on there and just vibe. It's something different.
And I think that's what inspired me when I met you, because so Nerlande spoke at the Newtown Arts Festival and shared her poem, her very deep poem, and I just thought how brave that was, especially it not being a year, and you were so poised and so powerful with it. Like
I was in shock. I don't even...
Yeah. But either or, like just to bring yourself to you be of service, to share your story in such a public forum, you know, with the cross behind you. I thought, I mean, I wasn't in tears because I had to go up and speak, but I was like on the inside, I was in tears because I'm like, God, how beautiful this is. It's just a beautiful, magical angel woman sharing something just so heavy and so dark. Half the audience probably didn't really even understand and get the gravity of it, but with this in this beautiful old church with the Jesus cross behind, I'm like, oh my God, like this, like really, like this is like recovery right here.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm a Christian, and going to church, I'm like, why do I still believe in God?
Yeah.
But I'm still compelled to go. Yeah. I'm still compelled to pray. I'm I'm like, okay. Because going through something like this, where it's like, no, we were supposed to have 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and watch our children grow up together and, you know, do that. But.
And I kind of feel like God is like the safe one to be mad at.
Yeah.
Like
we got big beef.
Yeah.
Me and God are totally,
right?
We've been consistently beefing, but I will pray, and I thank you for keeping my children healthy. Thank you for giving me the strength to move forward, because in the midst of my grief, there are pockets of sunshine. Yeah. You know, and I do take it day by day. Like I saw the meme the other day that was like, people tell you take it day by day. What are you gonna do, skip Tuesday?
Right.
You can't.
Right.
So I do take it day by day, you know, observing things, just like, you know, I'm an open book, I'm an extrovert, and my husband told me, like, you have a very abnormal amount of energy, like doing things with the kids, you know, before he passed. So I think that the fact that I have a lot of energy like this, so much of it was taken down, but I still
but
have
you still have that energy, so you must have had, you know, bundles of energy.
But I've also found myself taking on, you know, the attributes of the person that I lost, like being more of an introvert, thinking like, oh, maybe I won't do karaoke tonight. Or think, oh, are people going to judge me because I'm singing and my husband's not here? You know, like, it's things like I never used to think about what people thought about me.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
You know, that's something that's very foreign.
Yeah. Are you surprised by how it changed you? Because I know, like, with I went through massive suicidal depression, and I really shouldn't be here. I was, you know, I was definitely saved by many angels, by God and many, many angels. So I pray to them all. Yeah. Because in my hour in need, there was nobody, no support system, and theoretically, I should not be here. Yeah. And I think that, like, I think the hardest time I'm having with it right now is how much it's changed me. Because same thing, I was a barrel of energy, very outgoing, very extroverted, always up for everything, and I find myself fighting with my past self. Yeah. I'm like, I want to be that person who's like ready to go out and ready to be the life of the party and all that, but I just can't bring it I just can't bring it. And I know I'm not supposed to compare myself to my past self, but I'm sort of mourning. I mean, and I can imagine for you, it's even more so because you're mourning not only the loss of your husband, but the loss of your former self.
Yeah.
And so
Totally.
how have you been able to, I'm going to say, how have you been able to give yourself the self-care and love and compassion in face of maybe that pressure of trying to kind of still be who you were?
Well,
or do you?
I do have a great village, a great support system that validates me in times where I'll just be like, oh, or I don't think I'm doing enough, or it's like, no, you're doing it. We're here for you, But then, the times where I'm alone, it's my children.
Yeah.
It's my children. I'm the type of person that before he passed, I like going out to dinners by myself. I like going out to movies. So it's not something that was so foreign,
Yeah.
So I definitely was always a fan of self-care,
Do you think in a way, not that anything prepares you for it, but I do kind of feel like when we're faced with these big challenges, when God gives us these really hard mountains, we're almost are prepared for it beforehand in things that we do. Like I was really heavy into, just meditation and just certain rituals for myself that are now coming into play now to keep myself up. So do you feel like almost like you were prepared for to have the strength to rebound for almost like a spiritual mission to have to go through this?
I would call it grit.
Grit.
Not strength.
I like that.
Just because.
Grit. You're right.
Because I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't think I'm strong, but I'm like, I'm going to push through.
That's why I like that you use the word grit. That's a good distinction because strength has a certain connotation of like being kind of like powerhouse and maybe like Oprah Winfrey or world leader and we have to be these motivational speakers, but it's like we can't measure ourselves to that.
Yeah,
but we are strong in grit.
Yeah. And I would love to be a damsel, but not in distress.
Not in distress.
But hey,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I definitely want to have you back on again because I think this is so important for anyone at home who's going through it, whether they themselves are dealing with suicidal depression or they have a loved one who is or lost someone to it. And so I would love to kind of get more into the recovery process and some tips on how you did it. But we don't have enough time, and you're going to stay and do more. I know you're going to stay and do more poetry for us, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. We love you, and I'm so glad that you're here sharing this important story.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, folks at home, don't go anywhere because we're going to have more from our featured artist.
Strong support system. The bags. I am enough. I need to not take on so much. The bags under my eyes help me carry the children. Body says system error. You buffer through your stuff. Factory reset, and then you do what you must. There are certain levels of pain a human shouldn't be able to feel, but pain demands it, and you feel and you deal. Let's sit in silence. The bare minimum feels nice. Let's spark one up, because that's my vice. But unless you've known the feeling of being in love with a love that doesn't love life, please, friend, I don't want your advice. The bags under my eyes help me carry the children.